Teaching empathy. I think that's this week's, or maybe next week's class, but empathy is very important. And can you teach empathy? And why do we even care about empathy? We are looking at the globe, the world stage right now, and we are connected more than ever to what our communities are thinking and living through. And you are part of a community, and what have you been living through? And it's really important to see the humanity all around us. And that's what the COVID-19 virus has done for me. It's given me a broader look and perspective and how other people choose to live their lives. Are they living in community? Are they living as individualists? Are they going to comply with the science to help the greater good? Or are they sticking strong to their own individualism? You know, the United States is based on the economic system of capitalism, which has been how we have grown to such a prosperous nation, but it's also what has hurt us for so many others. So it really is something to say empathy and think everyone is empathetic, right? Some people, it's not even their paradigm. Well, now we're at the point where we're going to be doing our second and final takeaway. And this might be a topic that you're interested in. I was very appreciative and just grateful for the takeaways from a few weeks ago. And the students who spoke and shared their thoughts, it was tremendous. It was like gold. I thought it was great. But one more time to do it again. So maybe since the first time you did it, you thought of something else you might speak about. It is as informal as if you were sitting in the classroom. And we went around the room and I said, so, Evan, what are you thinking about? Caitlin, what are you thinking about? And you just speak, and you don't have to do a number of takes, one and done. It doesn't have to be a video that you would give to Rick Ribello for COM 159. It's not going to be edited like this. It's a natural response. So please do that. And then at the last video, which is going to be from the Johari window, and I will do a little presentation on that. But again, that's going to be like you were sitting in the room, and it could be even 1 to 2 minutes. It doesn't even have to be that long. It's just a contribution. It's just not as if it's not important. It's very important. But to know you were connected, and all these discussion boards and all these journals and all this writing and all this self-reflection is getting pared down to something that you could share. And it goes beyond what you might have already shared in the class, maybe some other way of looking at something or another perspective. And who knows what you're really going to take away from this class. Some of you might find yourself in a psychology class someday, and some of the videos and some of the discussion boards and some of the journals that we've been exposed to will come back to you, and you'll think about them. This is often a class that I have found, even when I was a student, that I didn't really see it when I was in it. It was later on when it started to make more sense to me. And it's lifetime goals to keep working on your own sense of purpose and why you're here and what makes you special, and how does culture come part of your interpersonal perspective and the way you act. So there's so many lessons. It's been so rich in so many ways that it's hard to really examine each one and really think that you got the most out of it. So the takeaway is a way for you to summarize some of the feelings you might be having and share with the class. To me, it's really important. So please take the time to do it. And I do appreciate for the students who did it the last time and now once again. The other thing I want to mention today is that this is registration time. And for some of you, you will be coming back to Bristol Community College, and others are graduating. Yay! And the students who are graduating, some of you are going to be transferring, and some of you won't be transferring. So everyone has a story, and hopefully you're doing what you want to do. It's not a perfect world we're in. It never has been. And living with imperfection and thriving is really takes a lot of courage. So good luck to everybody in whatever they're going to pursue. I know I'll be seeing some of you back at Bristol Community College in the fall and next spring, walking on campus, and I'm going to try to keep your vision in my mind. So if I see you, I can say, hi, Caitlin, or hi, Evan, or et cetera. I don't know, I put Evan and Caitlin, but because I've had them as students before, they're right in the front burner, but you're all really important. And Mary Kate, it's just, I could go on and on. I mean, I'm very grateful for the students, but the point is, I hope to see you again. All right, so this is what I want to say about registration. For Bristol Community College, you will notice in the fall that once again, you're going to have some choices. There's synchronous classes, which means they meet at a certain time, certain hours, usually on Zoom. There's asynchronous, like what we're doing right now, where you are totally independent. Nothing is in real time. When you do your discussion boards, you might be posting a comment, and your classmate's not going to post back anything to you to connect to you for like 4 or 5 days later. So it's not in real time. And you're on your own, a lot of independent work, a lot of independent thinking, right? You do not have a teacher there to guide you every step of the way or even connect you. It's very isolating, and at the same time, it's enriching, because intrapersonal thought is really our most important way of communicating, like what we think internally and how we express ourselves. It's very personal and very private. So it's nice that you've had some quiet time to do this reflection, and please don't ever expect to be perfect. Any of these lessons or anything you've heard, it's not perfection, it's just awareness and working on developing. I'm always working on developing. I'm working on forgiveness all the time. I'm working on being less self-centered. As Americans, we are very self-centered. And when you travel, or if you're working in, like I work in nonprofits for food banks and clothing drives, is to give my time and not think, I don't want to spend another Saturday doing this. Who do you think you are? In other words, like, we need each other, and it starts with the individual. So synchronous, asynchronous, like we're doing with this class, or there'll be a hybrid model for Bristol Community College in the fall. Look for it. You'll have maybe 1 week online, 1 week face-to-face. Bristol Community College has been working really hard at getting the air filter system in all the classrooms to be state-of-the-art, so that we're circulating the air. We've learned that through COVID, right, how important airflow is. But I see plexi screens up for some of the secretaries, administrative assistants in some of the rooms. They have a rule now, I don't know if it'll be like this in the fall, that only one person in the restroom at a time, and I'm not sure even how they're going to monitor that. Hand washing is key. They have sanitation machines everywhere. Everyone will still be putting on masks, right? They have made more room in the classrooms for social distancing, so they're working on it. But it really depends on your own personal hygiene, your own personal responsibility, what you're going to do so that you can be safe. I have been vaccinated with the Moderna vaccine. I did it, even though my daughter said, Mom, it's only emergency use only. They're not quite ready with these vaccines, but I did it. And she did the J&J. And of course, we know what happened with Johnson & Johnson right after. They're talking about blood clots, but it's still better to have the vaccine. The point of the vaccine now is to get herd immunity, and not that it means that you won't get COVID-19, but you won't be in the hospital. So the burden on the hospital and the healthcare workers to provide ventilators, rooms for all the people suffering should be diminished. So let's hope we have enough people not passing on the virus. But what I really want to say, it really depends on your personal behavior, because herd immunity will come, yes, when we have less people in the hospital, absolutely, but really it's behavior-based, still wearing the mask, still being conscious of not being in these like super spreader events. So anyway, September is coming, the fall is coming, summer classes are out. If you are interested in a summer class, you can contact financial aid to see if you have any funds available for you for it, because I know classes are expensive. But do seek out financial aid and ask them, like, what can I do? See, and make sure you know what you're signing up for. Is it going to be like what we're doing right now, asynchronous? Is it going to be synchronous online, and when and where, so you know where to make your schedule? Or is it going to be a hybrid? Are you going to be in the class? And I think in the summertime they might have some. I know that Bristol Community College has had the lab sciences in person this whole time. So our class is winding down. Most of you are getting 80s, 90s, and 100s, and I'm very proud of that. So B's and A's, right? So it's great. If you're behind, you still have until May 14th to just keep it going, keep it going. I will go into our course site and I will open up the dates to give people a little bit more time. And at the same time, I can't duplicate what the class has been doing as far as discussion boards or, that kind of connection that some of you have made. I can't do that. And the rules have to stay pretty standard for everyone. Otherwise, it diminishes the work that students who have been coming in every week and working on following the deadlines have been doing. So it's past the time to withdraw yourself. So I would suggest, if you're still in the class and you're behind, it's just a rally and just try to do as much work as you possibly can. And you can see where the grade's going to come from, the percentages of what means, what it equals up to. So please, 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 just take some time. Try to not to get an F. Try to at least get a D if you can, like get some work in. If you're really so far behind, it's like impossible. Then I don't want to say, well, you missed the deadline, but you did, because teachers can't do anything about that now. That's why we have so many Fs every semester, because students just, and you know what? It's not a personal reflection on who you are. You're still a great person, a good citizen. It can happen to anybody. It really can. I can't tell you how many times in my life that I tried something and I had to back out, and I don't call it a failure. I call it an attempt, right? Classes I was very serious about because I was paid for them. And I was also always wanting to make myself proud. But life happens. Some of you have been sick. Some of you have had illness in your family. I have over 140 students, I think 143 this semester. And about 20% of my students have been writing to me, especially recently, about sad parts of their life, like things are falling apart, losing their job, or maybe getting an extra job, so school has become very difficult. Grandmother's sick, they're sick. I have Zoom classes, and I can't tell you how many times students show up for a Zoom class, they're at home, but they're sick and they have COVID-19. I mean, this is real. So we've had a lot of challenges this semester. So empathy is one of my favorite topics, so you might want to do your takeaway about that. And then the last video, like I said, is going to be the Johari window. And I'll open up things a little sooner, I think. And then the final exam. The final exam is very subjective. I'm going to ask you your opinions. I'm going to ask you about all the discussion boards we had, all the videos. Was there one that made a particular impact on you, and what was it? And you'll have some choice on the questions, but a lot of it is subjective. I just want to see that you've been thinking through, and that you have some academic connection to what we've been studying in this semester. I wish it was face-to-face. We would have had some lively discussions. But then again, sometimes face-to-face students don't want to share either. They can be very reticent because it's private and because it can be very personal, especially if you've never thought about this type of work before. And that's why the journals are all like semi-private. I read through them, and I only contact you if I think you've said something that needs addressing. Otherwise, we just let it go. We just let it go. And believe me, I have a lot of respect for what people have been sharing, and I will keep it to my grave. Okay, which I hope is not for another 40 years. Oh, ciao, Bella. I hope you're having a good, today's April 20, April what? This is Sunday. It was April 2021. I don't even know what date it is. I think it's April 18th. And the weather's getting better, and our semester has not even a month left. So you're at the light at the end of the tunnel. And that's what I'm doing a lot of work too. I'm working in the fall for the fall courses. We're developing new learning communities, and I do a lot of committee work on a lot of the teachers do. We're all slamming. We're all constantly on Zooms, and that's why I'm doing this video on a Sunday when I can breathe. All right, everyone, have a good week, and I will see you on video.